Here we are. Well, easy to see Brody coming in on the stream here this morning with you folks on Tuesday, the Valentine's Day. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate you all for being here. The amazing fans of Magic the Gathering who love the game as much as we do. Smash Jackson, Garen Jotter, Dusty Cully, Murray, Cooper, Coin, Pomeroy, Tyler Friesen, Tyler Harrison, Kyle Mears, and the MTG Moxman, Earl of Drummer, Prime 406 Games, Mr. DJ Longhair, Ed, the Dual Brain, Michael Superbacker, and Richie Dubs in the house here this morning. Hopefully, you folks are having a smooth wake up and getting going with your day here this morning. Where have you got Brody? Hanging with you wherever you got me. Hanging along, joining along for the ride. I'm happy to be here. Thanks a lot. We're going to have a little sip of coffee here this morning while we just get ready to ease into the program today. We got a good one, a couple of charts to look at, and it's the 14th, February 14th, you know. Where does the time go? It's such a beautiful thing. We get to spend it together here, but coming up in no less than 2 days' time. No less than 2 days' time is the Hasbro fourth quarter earnings for 2022, and we're sort of staked our claim here on the hill. If you don't know what we do here, if you don't like tracking, do you like tracking the prices of Magic cards? If you don't like tracking the prices of Magic cards, let me do it for you. Do you find, is there enough information out there, or is there just too much information out there? Just too much in general, information overload. There's Magic card prices over at this site and that site. There's deck text. There's all kinds of new things getting printed all the time. Spoilers, new combos coming out. Does it seem like too much? Let me do it for you. I'm doing it every day, Monday through Friday, here with the bro. You got to come over to the channel and hang with us. We're talking about Magic cards and the prices of Magic cards every single morning. On the show, Morning Magic Stocks and some Morning Magic Talks with Brody. It's here. It's February 14th. Love you folks. Thank you so much for making this an amazing 2023. We got 204 subscribers who join and subscribe to the channel. Folks watching on Rumble, there's 9 of you. Rumble, young man, Rumble. And for those of you tuning in on the Juice, the juice is in the house. And the house is in the juice. Brody's here. Have no fear. Do you play D&D? Let's look at the price of Hasbro stock. Got a poll up for you folks. I'm just curious to know if there's any D&D players in the house. Myself, I do not play it. Doesn't mean I haven't played it. I played it like once, maybe twice before. Just kind of trying to get a feel for how many D&D players we have tuning in. It's nice as twice. Let's take a look at the price of Hasbro stock. So, we've said it before and we'll say it again. Brody has staked his claim on the hill, right? People are like, what's going on, Brody, in the world of Magic cards? And then they ask my younger brother, Rudy, and they're like, hey, little bro, what's going to happen with the price of Hasbro stock? Well, if you look here on my screen, we started the show. We're like concerned. We want to watch this price of this stock for the next little while, at least until the fourth quarter earnings come out, and then we'll see what happens from there. No, we're. You ever hear that expression? Is this the hill you're willing to die on? I think it's gotten so bad. I think it's gotten so bad that we're gonna just camp out here on the show every morning, Monday through Friday, and we're gonna look at the price of this Hasbro stock every single day until something changes. And if you've been in the game for any period of time and you like that fun in your Magic the Gathering collection, if you want the fun in your collection rather than the showcase at the store, if you still have a store, you got to tune in because we like to put the funny money into our collection. We want the fun and the mun into our collection. Let's make it great. I don't want to make you wait. It's Brody. It's February 14th, and we're going to have a good time. So, we have been discussing this Hasbro stock for a little bit here the last couple of months, and I think we give this stock chart even more attention than anybody else in the world of Magic, and I'm glad we do. It's good. We need to give it all the attention it deserves. Let's take looks and multiple looks at this chart here because the key resistance level is right here. This 49 to $55 mark. Key resistance level. And what I mean by that is like so stocks travel in, I said this the other day, it's like stocks travel in channels. So if you're new to Magic and like, how do you put the stock world together, Brody? And do you put the Magic card world together? They don't have anything to do with one another, but this is the show where we bring it all together. Stocks have like these terms that people throw around. I'm not a stock trader or anything, but I mean, I've listened to enough of this stuff and I've seen it a few times. And I can even do a pretty good bird call and some impressions. But hear me out. Stocks travel in, they use words like brokers, right? Brokers, stockbrokers. Do you know why they call them brokers? Because they make you broker. Don't give them any of your money. Make your own decisions. Okay? That's the big takeaway from all this. Number one, make your own decisions. Number two, they use jargon. They use terms that you don't know what they're talking about. They use terms like resistance, floor and ceiling, and channels, right? So like a channel is when a stock is going from like a diagonal and it seems to be like rebounding like a ping pong ball off the edges of some imaginary lines. That's called a channel. And then like sometimes the channel will go down and up like a ladder and it will look like the thing is like range bound. That's another word. So like a stock that's like traveling inside of a channel might see if we were to draw some lines on this sucker here. This is what you would probably draw in here. We'd be like, okay, we touch all the tops, touch your toes, right? Touch the tops, and then like the bottoms. So this could be sort of like a trading channel, right? It seems to be stuck in between these two ranges, and it's hitting its head off of here and here and here and like here, right? But like this looks pretty bad, right? So like if it stays in this channel, what we're gonna have to see is a breakout to the downside to some point where it like touches down. And this is what I think my little brother Rudy was talking about. He was talking about like if it goes so low that there's like either insider trading, a hostile takeover, or somebody just comes along like a Papa Elon and buys up Hasbro, or they sell it off, right? So when are we going to get are we going to get a break to the downside, or are we going to get a break to the upside with this, right? So we want to put that funny money into our collection because I don't know about you, but I'll tell you, you know what's a lot of fun is like when a copy of a card goes up in price and you're like, great, I'm already playing in that in my deck. I don't need to get it. I don't need to worry about it. Oh, that's a lot of fun. And I get to just play the card. But what's not a lot of fun is, man, I need this card. And then something happens, it gets goes crazy out of price and you didn't pick it up when it was cheap. Or you have a card in your deck that you paid a lot of money for and it was really expensive because it was the hotness, and then something happened and then it went to zero, and then maybe it got banned on top of that. That doesn't feel fun. So I think you know what I'm talking about. It's the bro. I'm here to help you folks keep the fun into your collection. We're talking about the stock price, Hasbro stock, how that affects the game. So like long term, and if you're new to the show, if you're new to Magic, if you're just tuning in, I'm thinking we are waiting for another 3 to 6 months, at least. At least it could be the end of 2023 until like things get so bad, the the rats are jumping off the ship. and there's like just pandemonium because nobody knows like when it's going to get better because it's with Hasbro anyway. Local game stores are going to be losing money because they're not making the sales that they're used to, and their high-end inventory, it's going to go on sale. We're going to pick these cards up on discount, the super high-end sales. It's coming. Just wait. Wait a while. And if you don't like that idea, average down. It's the safest approach you can take to any of this. So what's that got to do with the price of Hasbro stock? 4 votes. 4 people play. Do people play D&D? I don't know. Do I get to see? Do I play? I don't play D&D. So we're gonna see what happens. It's gonna be just another couple of days here. These fourth quarter earnings are gonna come out. I'm interested to see what we're gonna get. If we're gonna get a break to the upside or a break to the down. No one really knows how much movement we're gonna have, but should be interesting. It could do nothing. This could be like Y2K. I'm telling you all. Time capsule. Good morning. Where's the juice beach? Where's the juice? Where's the juice? The juice is in the house, and the house is in the juice. Arliss. Arliss? You know it. Thanks for joining us here on the channel. The juice is in the house, and anybody tuning in on the juice, if you guys want to know what is the juice, is this a day to tell you folks that don't know? Murray knows what the juice is. The juice is a group chat, Facebook Magic the Gathering place. It's a group chat. It's a channel. The juice. Yeah. So thanks to Murray and everybody who's checking out the live stream, checking out the links and checking out the videos over there on tuning in on the juice. That's right. The juice is in the house. All right. So let's check it out. I'm going to do something this morning just to warm up. Yeah, because we're not warmed up. We need to warm up just a little. It's Valentine's Day. Okay, concerning articles, for those of you, I mean, I'm going to say this is going to be a pretty intense show today. I'm not kidding you. I'm sorry to warning. Like before we get into we're going to be this is the light part of the show, but before we get into the the interesting part of the show for you today, let's keep it light. Let's take a look at this card. Let's take a look at some AI generated magic cards. There's just a few of them. Just a few of them. Let me just tell you, I appreciate your time here. I appreciate it. There's no messing around here on this channel, okay? When we're looking at these magic cards, like I don't want to hear a laugh or giggle or a snickle or anything else, okay? Just very serious. I know your time is valuable, so here's how it goes. Pass or fail, very simple. If there's any gibberish on the card, we fail it. It's out of here. We don't we don't give it a second chance because your time is not worth gibberish and mumbo jumbo. I know it's not. We got things to do today. Very serious show. Let's have a little fun with it. Let's take a look at this card right here. Hey, Brody, watch me pull a Happy Valentine's Day. Watch me pull a rabbit out of my hat. Dreamwood Praetor. Here's some Dreamwood for you folks tuning in, and you guys can make all the jokes you want. Here's the shout out to Ryan Wood. Morning. How are you doing? All right, let's check it out. Tom Mitchell. Tom Mitchell, good morning. Here's some Dreamwood. We're looking at some Dreamwood Predators here this morning. No giggity. No giggity. 4/3 Minotaur Soldier, all right? We got oh gosh. Okay, it's 1 black and 5. Dreamwood Predator can't block. Oh gosh, it's terrible. It doesn't block. Tap any number of untapped creatures you control. Those creatures don't untap during their controller's next untap step. I mean, here's like If I were to have looked at this card a day ago, I would have said, man, that's terrible. Like, who wants that? But now that I give this card a look with my looking eyeballs, I can clearly see that, like, this could be decent in Commander if somebody's trying to goad you. Interesting. Interesting. Is somebody, yeah, they're trying to goad us, right? Don't let them do it. This card could be okay. It's 6 mana. If somebody's trying to goad you, the Dreamwood Praetor, Minotaur, you can tap down your own stuff if you ever wanted to. That's probably the only good use for it. I don't know. I think we got to give it a pass. MTG Gaming Bob, are you in the house? I gotta ask. Can we give this thing a pass? Richie Dub never played no D&D. Richie Dub never played no D&D. Y'all. Coach says, "Did you pass a waste that was also an island yesterday?" Interesting. I will get to it. Let's get to it. Tom Mitchell, how you doing, bud? Standing by, waiting for the word. What are we gonna do in a quick pro quo? Tom Mitchell. What list are we going to do today on Valentine's Day? Let's go on Ravencock. Because the Dream Wood wasn't good enough for anybody this morning. Some Ravencock for the show this morning. All right. What's going on? Did they change the algorithm? No. Oh, man. What? 3/3 Vigical. It's a 3/3 Vigical for 1 red and 5. First, can't creature tokens, exile Ravencock. Get this out of here. Get it out of here right now. We don't need it. We don't want to see it. We don't want it anywhere. No. Couple more buzzers. Get this Raven and its Raven card out of here. I can't say it. It's too it's it's too bad. Let's get going. I'm looking for the wastes. Hey, let's go. This card we saw once already, and it's a doozy. I like it. I like it. Like it. Like it. Oh, check it out. Uh, I don't know exactly if I'm pronouncing this right, but nevertheless, it's a pretty interesting card. I like it because it's like looks like the Kaladesh Inventions. Like they use the border for Kaladesh Inventions, which is pretty cool. Why not? If I can say it, Zoz Skult Rendex. I think XOX Skult Rendex. It's got the Kiss Hug Kiss. It's the Kiss Hug Kiss Skult. That's what we're gonna call it. Let's have a little sip of coffee. It'll be the second little sip here this morning. Thanks to Murray Cooper for my amazing Brody Alfonso mug. I like it. We should start a mug club. Look at this beast of an artifact. XOX Kiss Hug Kiss Rendex, and you're gonna be kissing this thing. I don't know what a Rendex is exactly, but it looks like a kind of an elevator or something, or like a teleportation tube or something that they would put money in and suck it across the room at the bank. 2 green and 2 lands you control have tap for 2 black or green, or sorry, 2 blue, a green, a blue, and 2 green. Why didn't they just say 3 blue and 3 green? I think we had a version of this card a while ago, but the mana was together. This card is busted. It's super powerful. Why don't we just go ahead and pass it? It's Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Get some Kiss Hug, Skull Rendex in your life. Oh my god. Did I pass away? Was super late yesterday. Did you do Modern yesterday? What did we do? Pioneer yesterday, Tom. We did Pioneer. Pioneer was fun. It was good. It was good. It was GTs. GTs and Pioneesies. Breezy. Okay, this card here. Ooh la la. Sacre bleu. Qu'est-ce que c'est? Oh my eyes. Dost they deceive me. This is dust my eyes deceive me. Put some dust in there, Brody. Let's check it out. Chantry of Malice. Summon Drake creature. Wow. 7 mana for a 1/5. Ooh, this looks kind of neat. White creature, I like it. Flying double strike with 1/5er. Whenever Chantry of Malice Cruise a vehicle. Okay, so we've got a vehicle driving Drake with 1 power. Not off to a great start. But whenever it does, each player chooses a creature card name. If the player doesn't, put it into your hand. If that spell put a creature from your graveyard on the battlefield, that player chooses an untapped land, choose a non-land card name, put that card onto the battlefield. On the rest in the bottom of the library in order, whose cards flashback sacrifices the monarch. Get out of here. I mean, this thing's gotta go. It's nice try. It's really close to being a card, but this thing was getting so much gibberish. I can't even take it seriously. A nice try though. The flavor was looking pretty good, except when it tried to crew a vehicle. Chantry of Malice. Sorry, getting no love here today. The Commodity twins. It's like the Kermode bear, but this bear is not as crazy as the Kermode bear, I guess. Let's check it out. Justice Angel. We looked at this one last week. It's a Yardu Cardu. It's a black, a white, and 3 for this sorcery. The Commodity twin says target creature gets plus XO until end of turn, where X is the number of allies you control, and it's got rebound on it. I kind of like this card. I can't say I don't. I can't say I hate it. I'm gonna give it a like. And let's just look for this waste that we saw just the other day. This one. Oh yeah, it was a waste that was a plains. That's what it is. That's what we got here. It was a waste that's also a plains. Good catch. Holy smokes. That one slipped by. I guess we gotta. Did you pass a waste that was also an island? Man, let's fail this. Get out of here. I looked at this could be they're trying to trick us with these cards. Holy smokes. Some of these AI generated magic cards. All right, folks. So I got a little surprise for you, but it's in a nice way. A little surprise. It's fine. Not much of a surprise, I guess. We're gonna look at the stock desk here this morning and see if they got some articles here for you folks, and they do. A little surprise here: a penny saved and a penny earned, a penny saved and an altar earned. We're gonna talk about 3 cards here this morning. Phyrexia, from Phyrexia, all will be one. We're gonna talk about Dark Slick Shores, the Slick Shores, and another card that was reprinted in the Warhammer 40K set. Hardened Scales. Speaking of scales being difficult and hardened. Also going to look at Altar of Dementia here this morning, so let's do it. Thanks for tuning in. This article by Ryan Cole, writes some good stuff. We're going to do a breeze through, check it out this morning. Tom, what are we going to do? We're going to do some movers and the shakers this morning, and I got a little bit of a kind of a controversial article to share with you guys. So I'm kind of interested to do this here this morning. It's Tuesday. We're going to be on just past the hour. Everybody, Ryan's back with another amazing article from the stock desk, and the friends want to make it a rule that doesn't occasionally get broken. Each month, Ryan's looking at the penny stocks to find which cards aren't quite as inflated. So bringing back a few penny saved articles, we're talking about the regular one and borderless Dark Slick Shores. All right, this is just a speculation. This is speculation by the stock desk. Seemingly some cheaper pickups that we can get our hands on now with a reprint of Dark Slick Shores. If you haven't got one already, it's a Demir land, taps for black and a blue. It enters the battlefield tapped unless you control 2 or fewer lands. So it's like a checked land that makes sure like you're not being too greedy on your mana base. Apparently, a theme that the borderless lands end up on this list with Brian, but we're going to be talking about the Dark Slick Shores rising up to $5.99, while the normal version is $315, meaning both versions are on the rise. It's a fast land, so faster players will enjoy it, and it's a continuation on the land cycle from the beginning of Standard's current card pool, where Innistrad Crimson Vow and Innistrad Midnight Hunt gave us slow lands. Oh gosh. This set gives us reprints of their quicker kin. Dark Slick Shores. I don't know about you, but I'm not all that excited about the Dark Slick Shores. I'm moving to the next card. uh yeah. This card, Hardened Scales. Pleasantly surprised to see that not only does it have value, but it's included in the penny stock section. See, if you played Magic for a while and you've even played with Hardened Scales, this card used to be a little bit more expensive. So we got to pull up the chart for Hardened Scales that goes back a little bit farther than this one. We really do. I don't want the double masters version. I want like the original. Cons. That's what I want. I want the original cons. $4. Because if you look at this card, it was worth a lot more than it is now. So it was higher than it is now. Yeah, it was about $10. It was decently priced. $10. See right here. Let's get my really epic pen going here this morning for you folks, because we want to take a look here. So yeah, this new Capenna saw all the way up until New Capenna, we saw a rise in Hardened Scales, and it's a card that was played in Modern and quite popular and took over Affinity. Like, this is what Brody's got to say about Hardened Scales. I like this card. It saw a reprint, and I don't think it really needed it. I'm kind of sad to say. I don't think Hardened Scales needed the reprint that it got, or as many as it got, especially in the Warhammer 40K sets. But nevertheless, it's affecting the price of this card, and it's kind of putting it on the watch list as a penny stock type of card. It's only a couple of bucks. It could have been something a little bit better had it not seen a reprint, but Hardened Scales is got another new artwork on it, and it's enticing to the gearheads who are watching. So that brings us to this card as well. Now, this card used to be something that you would want to buy and play in Legacy, but not so much anymore. I mean, came a point where I was looking at the Hogak decks, and including this card. I'm gonna have a little sip of coffee, but I was kind of saddened to see that Ultra Dimension got so many reprints as well. Let's take a look. Like, this is something. Um, hold on a second. Excuse me. Thank you. So this is a card that was actually worth a few more bucks as well. And let's go back to around War of the Spark, because Altar of Dimension saw many printings going back to Conspiracy, and it was a card that was worth a few bucks, and then it got attention with like the Hogak deck, because that was starting to be popular in Modern, and it's also got a printing in Tempest. Now the Tempest version, see, here's a version that I would have loved to have get behind, but it's not a reserve list. So this Tempest version was probably even more. Yeah, so like 2019 and a half, right around here. Right around 2019 and a half, this is when Altered Dementia started to get a rise in price, and it was popular and being played, especially in Modern. But that all sort of changed when we saw a bunch of reprints, including in the Double Master set, which sabotaged this card, its long-term value. It's not really something that I would worry about picking up copies of it. It's like you can open it in so many places now, including the Brothers War. You and your brother can open it in your war. Modern Horizons saw another printing conspiracy. So, like, this card's been printed over and over again, and it's sad to see. Nevertheless, Ryan's experience 6 weeks after opening packs, continue opening packs, believing there were reprints in it, and was itching to get one. Card really wanted to get was this one. I'm not so uh I'm not so pleased to see this card being reprinted because I've already saw it fill the mythic slot in far too many packs that I've opened, and it's not really something that is playable in limited if you're drafting. It's like a it's junk. It's poop soup. It's not. It's nothing that you're going to want to pick in a draft because it's not going to help you win. You can play it in limited. It's not too bad. Let me just take a look here. I got to look at something for you folks here this morning because there was something I might have been wrong about. I might owe you folks. I may have been wrong just yesterday about something, but I want to kind of take it. Yes, check this out. In other news, In other news, yesterday we talked about the Mercurial Spell Dancer. Now, here's a tweet that come out yesterday. I retweeted it. This is by Andrea Mangucci. Mercurial Spell Dancer won the Legacy Challenge, and both finalists Stu and Mikey on MTG played 3 main deck minor missteps. Looks like Phyrexia all will be one will have a major impact in Legacy. So Legacy Challenge. Yesterday we were reviewing this card. We were checking out the Mercurial Spell Dancer, and I said I wasn't such a fan of it because it's not as good as Ledger Shredder, and I still don't think it is for the same mana cost. But here we have something that came out. Oh, I don't know. This seems like fake news. Is this fake news? Does this look like fake news? This looks like fake news. Looks like somebody added this. I don't. So we'll see. This could be fake news. Uh, so let's check this card. I do want to check the Mercurial Spell Dancer because if that's the case, it's going to affect the price of this card. Tabletop. Did it see a win yesterday? It did. It did see a win. So it's if this card is actually winning and it's a fact, look for this card to move up. It's possible. I don't know how long it's going to last, but we'll see. If it finds a home in Rogues, well, we may see it again on the list. I just don't, personally, I just don't think it's that good. Here's an article I found as well that I'm going to share with you, which is kind of concerning. And this is, and I only bring it up because of a couple of reasons. One, when we're looking at the price of Hasbro stock, and this is what I kind of find interesting, and we're looking at the price of Hasbro stock. It's 2 days until the fourth quarter earnings come out. You folks are, don't want to be checking the prices of Magic cards on your own, so you're here. I'm doing it. I'm doing it for you. I'm looking at some of these card prices, and we're like waiting and watching to see what's going to happen with this Hasbro stock and where is it going to go from here. And like everybody's wondering what those earnings reports look like and how it's going to affect the company and then what is going to happen. Now, is it just me or are the WotC employees just kind of sitting back with their feet on the desk while all this is happening? Like it seems like the players base is in turmoil along with Dungeons and Dragons players. It seems like the players are taking the beating of the stress, and like the folks at Wizards of the Coast, from what I see, are just continually talking about non sequitur things, such as the card back and the print dots on the card back that have been there since the beginning. Like that just kind of does that how does that resonate to folks out there? Like it also adds another element of disconnect between the players and the people running the place. You've got folks that have been there, and I'll give you an example. I can give you some examples, right? It's quite concerning. You've got this Gavin guy talking about the watermark on the back of the card and how it's bothered him since day one. And you're like, are you folks like, are you doing anything? Like, is this still the main priority of things you got to deal with on a daily basis while doing your job over at Wizards of the Coast while all this is happening? Right? While all this is happening, while the ship is like essentially burning um around you, it's like the Titanic. I feel like they're part of the band, just sort of playing a sweet lullaby. So this next article that I sort of dug up, it doesn't help. It really doesn't help brandish the brand very well. But Wizards, this is an article that came out on February 9th, okay? And it's not a great one. It's not a very good look for Wizards. Wizards of the Coast and Dungeons and Dragons executive Kyle Brink demands white males leave tabletop gaming. So this is something that just came out on February 9th. So there's some pretty controversial subject matter here in this article, and if you sort of take a look, you can't find anything. I think the person's account is blocked. So I asked, like, how many players in the chat are playing D&D, and how much, because I don't follow D&D very closely, or at least I never did, until shenanigans started happening that are within the same company. And then when you see folks that are sort of sitting on their hands over at Wizards of the Coast, it kind of frustrates me when you see stuff like we're all hoping that people would be doing something to make the situation better, except we're talking about the card backs of Magic cards. We're making non sequitur arguments about facets of the game and game design, and we're publishing just stuff that's perturbing on social media for other players that support the same company. It's really quite weird, all while the stock price just goes down. So just my 2 cents. If you want to sit here and watch it all happen, how does this affect the price of Magic cards? Well, we're going to see. Because you folks who are the amazing fans of Magic the Gathering and love the game as much as we do, we want to continue to bring you Magic the Gathering card prices. So on we go. Where are we going today, Mr. Tom Mitchell? Take us on a journey. Where are we heading? Benson. Coach says Hardened Scales was a top tier modern deck for a while. It sure was. Dark slick shorts. Oh no. My favorite part is the excessive buzzing and the fail. I love it. Thanks, guys. Brody, what's up, Brain? The brain is in the house. The main brain, the thinkingest man in the game of Magic the Gathering. We're moving and we're shaking this morning. We're getting ready to run down the list. What are we doing there, Mr. Tom Mitchell? We're looking at some controversial articles here this morning, posted. We've got some good ones. Uh, Morning, brain. How's it doing? It's doing pretty good. Modern. We did Pioneer yesterday. Let's do Modern this morning. How about the white? Yeah, running Watsy into the ground, just leave, right? Yeah, right. It's unreal. Yeah, pretty controversial. It sure doesn't help. Like when there's trouble in the water, just throw mud, right? Let's all just try and take a minute to be thankful for one another here on the channel, and thank you for sharing life with me, folks. It's February 14th. It's St. Valentine's Day. There's no better day to hug somebody and say thanks. Appreciate you folks for joining life with me, and let's go down and run this list. I say pish tosh and polycock to all that negative news out there. We've got a plan. We've got a plan. We're gonna stay the course. People are quitting Magic, not me. No way. I still have all kinds of reserve list cards to get my hands on. I got collections to build. I want to build a cube. I got more commander decks to get. I got things to do. I got to hang out with you folks each and every morning, checking the prices of Magic cards. So let's go. How's the audio? Any tunes coming in? Are they too much? Let me know. Is that right? Just right there. All right, Skithrisk, the Blight Dragon. This sucker is, man, it's up 40%. You know, we talked about Skithrisk a couple of times on the show already. This is the Black Dragon, the Infector Rooney Dragon. This 4/4 for 2 black and 3 is climbing to the top of the list here this morning. And the winners on the modern side, of course, people want Skithrisk. I'm willing to say it's probably not modern that's pushing it. It's probably Commander, but nevertheless, we want to see what's going on. Skithrisk. Let's take a look at the Skithrisk deck. We do $42 for you. The Scars of Mirkton Dragon. It's such a cute little dragon, and I want to just sort of see, where do we get the reprints? Double Masters. Okay, does this seem suspicious? We got a reprint of Skithrisk and Double Masters just before Phyrexia and All Will Be One. You know, a year or two ahead. Get your Skithrixes, right? Now it's worth something. The reprint actually pushed it up to about $45, then it crashed back down to 17. I don't know if we even care. It's a card you probably opened this card and didn't want to, and then it went down, and then now it's back up because like poison counters is a thing. Brody Brain, how does Shahrazad from Arabian Nights work? Did this card ever work? How does Shahrazad from an Arabian Nights work? You sit down. You like basically you sit down. I could explain it to you. Let me explain it to you. Here is how it goes. It's Brody on the radio doing the morning show. You take the Shahrazad, you play it. Then you just literally pick up where you are, take your deck, and you play a sub game of Magic with it, leaving all cards in play where they are. You just grab the library, move over, start playing a new game, shuffle up and draw 7. That's right. And then you start playing a sub game of Magic with whatever was left in your library, and the winner of that, the loser of that loses half their life, and then you go back to the game you were playing and carry on and finish it. It's like, it's, you know, and people complain about fetch lands slowing the game down. So like, I don't know what to tell me. How do you play a sub game during a game? It's like it's like a meta game. It's like a mini game during the game. The game that you're playing, the original game, just gets on pause. You stop. You just pause it. You pause it and you play a sub game. You know, wherever that turn is on that player's turn. That player's turn stops until the sub game is done, and then once it's done, you go back to that game. Crazy card, right? Yes, and it's no wonder. Like, this is the thing. People say we need to unban. We need to print the reserve list. Let's print the reserve list. Let's print the reserve list. I'll say it 3 times because people say it so much. The reserve list is like guardrails on the freeway, okay? It's like bumpers on the freeway. It's like a bumper on your car. It's like a windshield. It keeps the bugs out of your teeth. Like, the reserve list does so much more than just pump up the price of dual lands for everybody to be mad at. It prevents many sub games of Magic from being played on a regular basis. All right? So if anybody who doesn't like the reserve list, ask yourself, would I rather be playing a sub game of Magic right now? Because we can do that if you just want to get rid of the whole reserve list. All right. Thanks, Benson, Professor Brody, and Professor Brainiation. Brody, grats on all the subs, by the way, talking about sub games. Subscription. Nice. I love you guys. You guys are great. We're talking about Skithrigs here this morning. It's Valentine's Day. I got my pink shirt. It's only normally on a Tuesday, I'd have the dual brain shirt on, but because it's Valentine's Day, I opted for the pink shirt because I knew Ed was going to be coming and hanging out this morning. So we're checking out the Skithrigs card, a card that I would have just said a poop rare that I would have thrown in the junk basket. Honestly, this is how I'll just be honest with you folks. Like, if I opened this, I'd have been in double masters. Even so, I'd have been, oh, great. An Infect Dragon, I can't stand it. I throw it in a pile and say, meh. Who cares? And now it's $40. So unless anybody excited about Skithrigs when it was printed, no one wants a Shahrazad reprint. Yeah, but this is my counter argument to all the people who want us to reprint the power and the dual lands. I say you get your dual lands when I get Shahrazad and Demonic Attorney and all the anti cards back. Right? It's fair. Let's be fair. I mean, come on. No, the reserve list is like guardrails on the freeway. Without it, stuff just goes crazy. You don't even want to know. Like, you thought Black Carriage was bad. You don't want to be untapping creatures for 0. That's why we don't do that anymore. Let's take a look at the number 2 card on the list. Do we have tunes this morning? Do you guys like the tunes? There's the movers and the shakers. Elvis Norn. Waiting for WotC. Auntie comes back, right? Bring back Auntie. There we go. Waiting for WotC to make a Saturday Night Live card using other Hasbro IPs. Play a sub game of Connect 4. The winner keeps all the game pieces and uses them as treasure tokens. You know what, Benson? You're a genius. I like where your head is at. Let's do it. Let's meld it together. Let's go Shahrazad Secret Lair. Shahrazad Secret Lair players play a sub game of Connect 4, and the winner keeps all the game pieces as treasure tokens. Now that's a card. Like, why aren't you on the WotC design team? Instead, we get reprints of this Elish Norn Grand. We get this Elish Norn Grand Cenobite Praetor that just, like, because I just want to win more. $40 for this card. Here we go. Everything I have gets +2/+2, and everything you have gets -2/-2. $40 for the Praetor. This is the old Cenobite. Secret Lair. Modern Masters iconic. New Phyrexia. All right. It's a card I don't have, right? And I wasn't really getting behind the anthems on the white weenie decks, but this is good in Angels. It's good in just about everything that you can throw it in. Oh my god. Decks using it. Atraxa, of course, because you're going to proliferate. I have a feeling Magic's going to be proliferating itself right into the ban list here soon or later. It can't go on. Elish Norn, the Madre of the Machines. Lysa, Shroud of Dusk. She's on here. Angelic Completion. This is the other one. This is the Madre of Machines for 1 white and 4. Permanent entering triggers an additional time. Permanents entering the battlefield don't cause abilities of permanents your opponents control to trigger. No wonder Anointed Procession is going up. Where's that Anointed Procession? I can't believe they're not playing it. Yeah, this right here. This sucker, one of these, $44 and still going strong. I think this card could outpace doubling season at this rate. Wow. Another card that makes Amonkhet or the Amonkhet block super strong. Anointed Procession. If you could think back, like I thought Amonkhet was kind of fun time in Magic, but some of the cards like you had to get behind was like Glorybringer and a few others like the Ancrop Crusher. And if you didn't like those mechanics, you probably liked this mechanic, but it wasn't very good in standard, so you couldn't, make a viable deck that would win against Glorybringer or Ancrop Crusher. But now this card seems to be outpacing those cards that were popular in standard. They're no place now, and this card is everything. It's even hitting the deck lists that Elish Norn is sort of truth, sort of toothpaste, and just $29. Sort of toothpaste, sort of truth and justice. Equipped creature gets 2/2 and pro white and blue. And if you touch your nose, you can blow your kazoo. +2/+2 and white and blue. And hit them 1/1 counter on. Okay, whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to player, you get a 1/1 counter on each creature controlled. Then it's the proliferate sword. Of course. Why wouldn't the proliferate sword be going up in price? Where are we running the proliferate sword? Let's see here. Let's run this back. Yeah, it's actually at an all-time high right now. Is it? Is it $24, $25? It's at an all-time high. Ding, ding, ding. Well, congrats to this card. This Sword of Truth and Justice has hit an all-time high. It goes in the Predator Atraxa deck. I want to see this Ixal, Scion of Atraxa. Is this like Atraxa's little Scion? Flying Vigilance Toxic 2. Oh, this is a Toxic. Corrupted. The beginning of your end step, each opponent has 3 or more poison counters. Exiles the top card of their library face down. You may look at it and play those cards for as long as they remain exiled. You may spend mana as over any color to cast those spells. Okay. That, of course, the proliferate card is going to be with this. I expected them to reprint Anointed Procession in Phyrexia Alba would be 1, says Dual Brain. Maybe in Mom. It fits the set well thematically and play-wise. Yes. Interesting enough. Thanks for the comments, folks. I would expect to see the Anointed Procession get a reprint, but it didn't. Nevertheless, Vidalcan Archmage. Ooh. This card is wizardry. It's wizardy. Wizardry. $14.98. Why is this card so popular? All of a sudden it spiked hard, right? 14 what? $14? Look at this sucker. Where are we playing this? Anybody know? Vidalcans. Look at this sucker go. Wow, just blam. $14 and it's gonna go higher maybe. What's pushing it? Urza deck. Maybe the wizard deck, hey? Urza Lord High, Urza Lord Protect. Urtet, Remnant of the Memnarch. Urtet? The mirror guy. Ah yes, the mirror boy. This of course. Whenever you cast a mirror, create a 1/1 mirror. At the beginning of your combat, untap each mirror. Put 3 1/1 counters on each mirror. OMG. Yeah. Mirror support. I wouldn't have expected them to go there. Morning Prime 406. Thanks, bro, for showing up. It's nice to have you here. Bring it in, buddy. Big hug. Here it comes. Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah. Ah, there you go. Bring it in. Happy Valentine's Day, Prime. Thanks for joining here on the channel. Appreciate you for tuning in. It's a good day to be here hanging out with you folks, the amazing fans of Magic the Gathering who love the game as much as I do. We're talking the movers and the shakers list here. It's February 14th. Hope you guys are having a good one. We're just getting down the modern list here this morning. Taking about Vidalcan Archmage. Hanging out with Dual Brain. We got Benson. We're talking about bringing Anti back. and Shahrazad Secret Lair. If you want to play a sub game of like uh Connect 4, sub game of Connect 4 in the middle of Magic, and then like the winner gets all the treasure tokens. We've got some next level tech happening here. Wizards of the Coast employees, pay attention. Stop picking your nose. Get your feet up on the desk. Let's hang out with Prime 406, the Bro, Benson, the Dual Brain, and everybody here this morning. Tom Mitchell's in the house. Tom Mitchell, we're checking out this Vidalcan Archmage's Wizard. Vidalcan boy, 0-2 though. It's got terrible stats. It's no good for stats, but it's just whenever you play an artifact spell, draw a card because Mirror is going to get you there. So it's just going to go off, right? It's going to be like Saram. In fact, does the deck play Saram? Is Urza Lord Protector play Saram? Why wouldn't it play Saram? Let's see. Saram. Do you want a Saram sandwich for creatures? Saram. Where's Saram? No Saram? No Saram. No siree, no Saram. No siree, no Saram. No, life goes on. No Saram for me. But Urza Lord High Protector. He's also playing the Vidalcan Archmage. This thing's up $14. It went up. It went from $2 all the way to 14. So if you're sitting on this, it's a good card to have from Mirrodin. If you've got a big pile of old Mirrodin cards, like I mean, go through the deck. You might be sitting on some cheddar. Can make your deck a little better. Mirror Propagator, this guy seems suspicious. Mirror Galvanizer ×2 and Palladium Mirror equals infinite mana. Ooh. See, we can't talk about Mirror Enforcer. What's the one? The 5/6? We can't talk about that. Disclaimer. I never opened any of the Mirror stuff. I never played Magic through the Mirrodin block, so I don't have like any mirrors in my collection. I may have some, like from other sets, but I didn't open any of that set. Nor Scars of Mirrodin. No giggity. But this one here, the Mirror Propagator, create a token that's a copy of Mirror Propagator, so it can, wow. You can give this haste, you can just like keep going with it. I think this must be a combo piece in mirrors, right? Copy that mirror. Holy smokes, going from 50 cents to $5. So were you a player did you play during Mirrodin? Like if you did, it seems like the time is now. The odds are ever in your favor. If you played in Mirrodin and you kept your cards, you could literally go through all your stuff and you'd be sitting on just a pile of awesome stuff. Check out the flavor text on this card. We will ingest and remake this world in our image, not unlike some admirable designs I have seen here. Vorinclex, the voice of hunger. The Klexy boy finding his way onto some lore in the Mirror Propagator card, a card that's gone up, I don't know, how many percent is that? 50 cents to $5? That's a 10x. That's a 10x, folks. That's a 10x. No wonder this thing's on the weekly winners. Hope of Girapur, it has a deck? This little 1/1 flying weenie colorless is a legendary thing as a commander? Are you serious? Hey yo, the clan, the Hope of Girapur, untap it. Untapping. Okay. Seriously, this is a commander. Until your next turn, target player is dealt combat damage by Hope, can't cast non-creature spells. Huh. Interesting. There's another way to do it, just sort of straight up colorless. With mirrors, Foundry Inspector, Shimmer Mirror, Crypto Thrall, Joyrus Familiar, and the Simulacrum. All the Eldrazi you can eat, plus a duplicate. Delicious. A Hallmark Valentine's card shows you care enough to send the very best, even though you are too lazy to put it in your own words. Take it easy, Mr. Brain. I appreciate you. Happy Valentine's Day. I hope you have a good one. All the best to you. Safe adventures and have a wonderful day. Checking out the stock desk. We've got the Mirror Propagator, Vidalcan Archmage Contagion engine. This is the proliferation station. Say it with me, folks. The proliferation station. This card costs 6 mana. It's 15 bucks. Another card from Scars of Mirrodin. If you played during Scars of Mirrodin and you kept all your bulk rares, you'd probably be sitting on a pretty hefty payday right now. I hope that's you. Anybody who's got Scars of Mirrodin, just bulk rares, pallets of it. Did you play during Scars of Mirrodin? Let me ask. I gotta ask the question. Oh, is that a Q&A? Well, and Q&A? I'd like to know how many of you folks played during Scars of Mirrodin. Did you play? MTG? Did you play MTG in a Mirrodin block? Let me know. I'm interested to know because I don't have much of any cards from the Scars of Mirrodin or the Mirrodin block. I guess Mirrodin is now like, yes, Phyrexia. This thing's 15 bucks. Well, I'm going to say the Atraxa deck's playing it. Big surprise there. Is the Atraxa deck just pushing up everything right now? It's the Atraxa deck that is just going berserker right now. Azuri, Stalker of Spheres. Let's see what Azuri. If you do proliferate twice. Oh my gosh, Azuri. Whenever it enters the battlefield, you may pay 3 if you do proliferate twice. So for 7 mana, you get 2 proliferate triggers on Azuri. If you can blink it, you're going to get more. This is really, really concerning. Hangerback Walker, Walking Ballistas, and the proliferation. I knew Karn's Bastion was good, but let's see. How good is Karn's Bastion? $4. It seems like Karn's Bastion is the Bastion card of the set. It's the proliferator. I think this card maybe should be more, given that proliferate is just taking over the metagame. It's weird. It's like, let's morph magic into something. Let's just play to 10 instead of all these other life totals. So we're just going to introduce poison in a crazy way. And then we're just going to play to 10. It's like, it's fine. And then we're going to bring energy back. Painter's Servant. Oh, cool. So I'm glad to see this card on the list. Here's a card from Modern. Seeing a little love on the list. We know it's because it's seen action in Legacy that is finally being a card again. But I'll tell you, like, Painter's Servant. Here's a card I really like, and I'll tell you why. I like this card so much simply because when I got back into playing Magic, I started building Legacy, and this was the first deck that I built because I like the Goblin Welder card and they're reanimating stuff out of the graveyard. Now, that being said, Painter Servant, Grindstone, and the Reanimator Goblin Welder deck was always a tier 1.5 or a tier 2 legacy deck. And it was so sad to go to a lot of events having the deck and like people are like, hey, that's cute. You brought a tier 2 legacy deck to an event. And you're like, what? Get out of here. You know, but you know, it did win against the Lands deck pretty favorably at times. But check this out. Deck's using it. Here is some statistics for the last Legacy tournament, and there was a finish just yesterday, February February 13th. Orutara Tomohamu, Painter Servant taking the win in Legacy just the other day. Yesterday and the day before, Painter finishing first yesterday and in the top 8 the day before. So let's take a look at the Legacy deck list because I want to see this Painter being moved into the top because reanimating artifacts has always been a thing. And now with the Gate to Phyrexia, there's all kinds of badass artifacts that you can reanimate now that are just a whole lot better than what was available when this card was when this deck was doing it for the first time. You've got Fury, Flesh Gorger. I mean, it's just way better than putting in a Platinum Angel, right? And then there's like, holy smokes, there's Spirit Warrior. Yeah, so there's lots of cards. Chaos Defiler. When it enters the battlefield or dies, each opponent chooses an online permanent that player controls, destroy one of them at random. Like, there's just so many. Goblin Engineer, Goblin Welder, a 6-pack, 3 of each. So all of these 2 mana lands, including the Ancient Tomb and the City of Traders. So this is the deck that just finished first, and I want to see the put ups. So Legacy, where are we here? What does it say first? Rank first. This deck first. This is bad. It says it ranked first. Switch to text. Let's go. It says this deck went first, but maybe everybody just got first. Seems funny. More on that later. Either way, I've seen this card make some waves lately, and it's glad to see it up on the top of the list. It even got printed in a Kaladesh version, so this invention is really going to start to skyrocket. It's really kind of a pretty card considering it's got like the cool colors shooting out of it. It's got the bird, and it's trying to paint the bird, right? This white dove just can't get away without paint on it. And it's a scarecrow too, believe it or not. Funny enough, the 1/3. It kills Thalia. It's good enough to kill Thalia, right? Where are we here? Legacy Painter. Yep, and Blue Tinker, putting it in the headlines again. That's why this card is seeing it up. Anger Collections is here. Morning, Anger. I'm glad to see you here. Michael Superbacker, thanks for joining us. Give me a hug, buddy. It's Valentine's Day. It's February 14th. Thanks for showing up to the morning stream, the morning show, and dragging me along with you wherever you're going today. I appreciate you folks for tuning in and having a little conversation this morning. Anger, I appreciate watching your channel. I haven't made too many comments over there, but I do tune in because I like the interesting art that you have and some of the openings that you're making. So thank you for checking out the channel here this morning. I really appreciate it. Does it say how much that deck costs? Michael Superbacker is asking. Yo, yo, yo! Poison, and a side game, right? Benson says he sold most of his cards from Mirrodin Block years ago and hung on to a bunch of Infect pieces. Sword of Body and Mind, Sword of War and Peace, and Skithrix. Oh, you did hold on to the Skithrix. That's good. That's good, good. Dual Brains liking the alternate calendar angle. How much is the Painter deck, Michael Superbacker? The Painter deck, it's $2,444. Here's another. Okay, this is Rakdos Painter. Now, here's the thing. There's many ways to build the Painter Servant deck. The Painter Servant deck, and if you know how it works, it works with Grindstone. It's a combo card. So the Painter Servant's a card that says it's 2 mana. Let's see where we can get this. And it's like been reprinted a bunch of times, right? Just the Shadowmoor and the Kaladesh. Okay, so it's only been reprinted in the Shadowmoor and the Kaladesh. It hasn't been reprinted very many times, so it's you know, it might be due for a reprint. But nevertheless, Painter Servant. I don't know how many Scarecrow cards we're going to get, but there's 2 of them out there anyway. So this card, most expensive one, just a basic Shadowmoor, you can get it's $80. You don't have to run all welders. You can run Goblin Engineer, which is a little bit cheaper, but the Welder definitely makes it a lot better. Now, the Welder was a card that's been reprinted in Commander sets, but the Painter Servant basically turns everything into a color of your choice until end of turn, or until the whole game ends, rather, till end of game, and then like the cards in your hand become the same color in the cards in libraries, and then when you hit the opponent with a grindstone, it's tricky to pull it off because you have to almost cast and activate the grindstone the same turn it comes into play with a Painter Servant. If you leave yourself short in mana with getting this combo online without being able to activate it, I can tell you it gives too much opportunity in Legacy, which is a strong format, and people will just remove the Grindstone or the Painter Servant or one of them. So you got to get them both into play and be able to activate them right away. The Grindstone, pay 3 for this 1-mana artifact. Put the top 2 cards of target player's library into that player's graveyard. If both cards share at least one color, repeat the process. So you mill them, and then you mill them again, and then you mill them again. Which this didn't seem to be very good, except there's always been like an alternate win condition that I used to play the Wormcoil engine. It was good because every time you could bin artifacts, because Faithless Looting was in the deck, so you could bin artifacts by throwing them in the graveyard and then recur them with the Goblin Welder by sacrificing like a crappy Lotus Petal or something. Then you get the Wormcoil engine back, then you'd sack it and get 2 3/3s from the Wormcoil engine, and then you could just keep looping the Wormcoil engine. That was one way to do it. But now with the power creep that we're seeing, we got like these insanely large artifacts that we can throw in there. Soul Guide Lanterns as like alternate win condition. This one doesn't seem to be running too many like alternate bombs like the Portal to Phyrexia or the Platinum Angel. Inexorable Tide. Here's a card I don't even know. Let's check it out. It's up 6%. It's 9th off the bottom. It's on Valentine's Day lists for Anger Collections, Benson, Tom Mitchell, Michael Superbacker, Prime 406 Games, Dual Brain, all the folks who are joining us here this morning. Let's check out this card. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Richie Dubs is also in the house. Arliss, Twiddler, Time Capsule. Shout outs to all you folks. Let's check out this card. Inexorable Tide, $12.95. Enchantment card, Modern Masters 2015. Okay. Hasn't seen a reprint and it gets older. Scars of Miriton. This was arguably, from what I've heard, the best Masters set. One of the older Masters set, Modern Masters 2015. The later Modern Masters apparently was not as good as this one. This one's, I think last I looked, it was $600 a box, but it should probably be more by now. Whenever you cast a spell, oh my god. I wish everybody much proliferation this Valentine's Day. I hope you all proliferate well. Go forth and proliferate this Valentine's Day with Inexorable Tide. Whenever you cast a spell, proliferate. Choose a counter on any number of permanents or players. I would give each of them another counter already there. Jin Gataxis says, see how gratefully this world accepts our blessings. Oh my gosh. Dex using it. Let me guess. Atraxa. Are you using it? Everything's Phyrexian. Azuri, Atraxa, Tekuthal, Agree of Dominus. I gotta look at another one of these commanders that I don't know. What's Magus Lucia Kane? Lucia Kane? Magus Lucia Kane? Ooh, look at this from the Warhound. This chick's got a shaved head and a big collar on her shirt. Wow. Pointing her finger is very much in charge. This Tyrannid wizard could use a Valentine's Day card. I am certain of it. But, so Magus Lucia Kane, happy Valentine's to you. I hope you have a good one. I hope your eyebrows aren't so angry later on today. Spiritual Leader at the beginning of combat on your turn, play a +1/+1 counter on target creature. Psychic Stimulus, tap for 2 colorless. When you cast a spell with X in its mana cost, or activate an ability with X in its activation cost this turn, copy it. You may choose new targets. She's proliferating too. All right. It's just a new way to play Magic, more counters, more things, and of course it brings us to my favorite card on the list here this morning, Mirror Reservoir. Not because it's the last card on the list, because it's got Mirror in the name. And Mirror, Mirror, Reservoir on the wall. Uh, any thoughts on borderless foil pathways from Caldine? I like the pathways, all the pathways. Try to open them. I like the pathways. I'm running them. I got them in Commander. I've got them in a few places. Pathways. Let's look at one here. Right after we do this mirror reservoir. Tap for 2 colorless. Spend it only to cast mirrors. This thing's 3. Return a mirror card from your graveyard to your hand. A mana well as bottomless as the mirror are tireless. Look at these little mirrors working away. Crazy. Let's look at the Lava Glide pathway. Gliding on to the reserve list here this morning, folks. Thanks for joining, hanging out with me. Let's look at the foil. $8. I think these things are cheap right now. On sale. Pathways are good. I like this art. I'll use some pathway. Clear a path. Brody's in the house. Folks, appreciate you for tuning in. Let's get some comments going. Let's check it out. What are y'all up to tonight? Let me know. Hey, thanks, Michael, for joining us. I appreciate you for coming by, supporting us since day one of the live stream. You're a great friend and appreciate you as always. Thanks for tuning in. Titan to Man, loving the pathways, and I love this avatar. What's it say? Lone Wolf. A box of chocolate and some Prime 406 for the holidays. We're going to do some poison side games. I love it. Thanks so much for the tech there this morning, Benson. I love the Sahara Secret Lair side game, entire side game set. I love it. We'll never finish a game of Magic again. It'll be great. We'll just stay and play until, you know, someone goes home. Tired. First pre-release ever. Loving the alternate camera angle. Caught my good side. Oh. Give me some combo action. Mirror Galvanizer times 2 and Palladium Mirror will give you infinite mana. Anybody playing mirrors? It's gonna be good. Alright, we're just up. My time is up. Buttercup. I appreciate you folks for tuning in. Have a cup of coffee on me. It's Brody. We'll talk to you all tomorrow. Because if you're tired of checking the prices of Magic card all by yourself, because it's just lonely and sucks to look at a list of cards going up and down and have nobody to talk to, come join me. I'm talking about these cards every morning, Monday through Friday on the morning show. Appreciate you folks. Thanks for the lesson, Professor Brody. And thanks for the comments. We couldn't have done it without you folks. There is no show. Thanks so much. I gotta go. Let's roll. Cops are at the door. They're gonna kick us out. Playing a sub game. A sub show of another show within a show. %62% of you folks played during Mirrodin. Wow, I did not. So what does that mean? That means most of you folks all play during Mirrodin. That's so cool.